If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, we do have the updated 442 custom tactics and player instructions for the new update in FC24. I hope these will help you guys out. Sorry for the lack of uploads. I think I've mentioned before in previous videos that it is my final semester of university, so I do have to put a lot of focus into that at the same time. I hope you guys understand, and yeah, with all that aside guys, let's get right into the video. Alright then guys, so starting off with the tactics for the defensive style, we have this on balanced. I always have it on balanced because I find it to give me the best control over my defenders. When I want to press I can, and then if I want to drop off and be more passive I can also do that. For the defensive width guys, at the moment I just have it on 44. Not really a specific number you need to use, but I would suggest anywhere between 40 and 50 because these values keep you nice and compact, but you also have good coverage of the wider areas in case an opponent goes down the wing. For the depth guys, we have this on 71. Yeah, I find this to be really necessary at the moment with the way the gameplay's been. I found it to be the only way to consistently win the ball back because the AI does it for you. Manually defending has been really difficult recently, so 71 depth has been what I've gone with, but you can drop it down to something like 60, which I'll often do if the gameplay is feeling alright. Moving on to the build-up play guys, we pop this on balance because I find it to be the most controlled and the most varied way to build up. I find it to be really fluid, I really enjoy it, so yeah, balance is the way to go in my opinion guys. For chance creation, direct passing is an absolute must because with direct passing, your attackers make these runs, the defenders will follow the attacker making the run, and then once the defender has overcommitted, your attack will track back so that you can cut back to them and there'll be a bit of space there. So a very boring style, but very overpowered and necessary nonetheless in this game. For the width guys, I have it on 56, not too wide, not too narrow, really in the middle. Again, not really a specific value you need to use, but this is just what I've settled with at the moment. Seems to be pretty good. If you want it to be wider, of course, you'll increase, and then if you want it to be more narrow, you'll decrease the value. For the players in the box, we just have this on 5. This is bang in the middle. Get a few players into the box without over committing everybody, and then for the corners and the free kicks, we just have these both on 1, but you can do what you want with that as well. Moving on to the player instructions guys, these are pretty similar as always, and that's because they don't change that often. You know, the instructions that you use are the ones that work, and unfortunately EA don't change the gameplay that much, in a good way anyway, so the instructions you pretty much have to use in order to get your team to function, you know, in the most basic of ways. So yeah, for the strikers, stay central and get in behind. We don't want them drifting out into the wider positions. We want them to be relied upon in the middle, so we keep them on the stay central instruction, but we do use them on getting behind so we can utilize their pace to get in behind those defensive lines and get as many attacking chances as possible. For both the left mid and the right mid guys, we have them on comeback on defense, cut inside, get in behind and get into the box for cross. Comeback on defense is important as it'll always ensure that they are in the correct defensive position. If you have them on basic defensive support, these players can get a little bit lazy, especially if they don't have the best defensive work rates, and then, you know, they'll leave a lot of space. So comeback on defense is the best to ensure that your team stays in a good shape. Cut inside is nice because it means your attackers will start the run out wide and then make a transitional run into a more narrow area to maybe get in on goal and stuff like that. So I like this instruction as I like the attacking AI it gives me. Obviously we use getting behind because we want these players to get down the wing. We don't want them to be static, otherwise it'll be really difficult to create anything, and then get into the box across so these players do not hesitate in getting into the penalty area. So it's the same for both the right mid and the left mid guys. Now for the right centre mid, I use a more defensive minded player at the moment, so on this player we just have them on stay back while attacking and cover centre. Pretty defensive instructions, you know, we don't want this player flying forward if he's defensive. We need that balance in the midfield, so one of them needs to stay back and then cover centre so that they will cover the middle because we've already got the right mid and the left mid covering the wings guys. For the left centre mid, the more box-to-box style player, we leave them on the default settings and then just pop them on cover centre. We leave them on the default settings because they are more box-to-box, so yeah, we want them to attack and defend and have a bit of a free roll, and then cover centre will mean that they will cover that middle area as opposed to the wings. For the fullbacks guys, whichever one is the most attacking one, in my case, I just send you doggy forward because I like attacking down the left. It's just something I like doing. So we pop them on balanced overlap to give us that extra width, give us that wider option, which is really, really useful and underrated in my opinion. For the other fullback guys, the more defensive of the two, we pop them on stay back and overlap, so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, but when we send them on the run forward, they'll make the overlapping runs to add that extra width. For the 2 centre backs, we leave them alone, and then the keeper, we also leave them alone, guys. But yeah, they are the tactics and instructions for the 4-4-2. If you guys have enjoyed or found this useful, please be sure to drop it a thumbs up, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.